And Val and I and Scott went hiking into the purpose of the hike was to go beyond creation.
That's what we told Scott. We got Scott to a point where he understands that at least he can consider that what we're presenting is beyond creation. So he's with us that far. So that's a big step for people, even just consider that. But go ahead, Peter.
Well, Val has put together the Sunrise Trail site on for the universal hikers, and those people are, or let's say the Sunrise Trail is a representation of the local. So when I took some pictures and Val took pictures and we made some funny videos, the hiking picture I took of Val, and one of them was them, the two walking off onto the trail. And then I got one where they were further down the trail, and they go, yeah, you're getting further beyond creation, you're going. And that was, it's a good idea, but we're putting it together as a kind of a trail that will make an arc from the beach where we are up into the mountains and circle around back. There's areas out there that are unmapped, we'll say, or untrailed specifically or officially. So yeah, I experienced a couple of near-death experiences up there because I don't have any muscles in my legs mostly, but so you go up a higher elevation, you lose oxygen or ability to gather the oxygen, and of course the winds are really nice when they're blowing on you when it's so hot from the ocean here, so it's really quite pleasant. And I just got tired once. I rarely get ever that tired where I have to really sit down and say, I'm sitting here for a minute or two. And another trick is to put your feet up, which that worked really well. And it kind of had, head very low and the feet up and higher against the rocks. And yeah, you use these adaptations. And that's part of that experience of the universal hikers, that we have to adapt to the moment and keep ourselves in the moment of the here now, or the now here, which could be called nowhere. So in the Beyond Creation map, we call it nowhere. We're actually nowhere all the time. Or now here, you want to spell it that way, but we're using the literal terms, to describe it. But the experience is a whole different thing. And if the comment we had was, if you knew where you were going and saw it before you go, you're probably not going to go there. So everybody would be dissuaded from going on this journey because they could see that it's going to be there are going to be some rough spots and heaviness, whatever, or I really might have rethought it out if I had known, but probably I've got past that point, and that's a good consciousness point, or whatever term you want to say for that. You get past the point of your resistance, and like somebody who's scared to get on a plane. And then you just go past it and get on the plane, and so that was part of this. And I'm here visiting in the Baja, actually Puerto Nuevo, and I'm calling it Nueva. And it's interesting on the trip hike, because we met the Nuno ranch owners, and also a man named Blas, Blas. He said it rhymes. We thought it rhymes with glass. So Blas ended up driving us four-wheeler down back the whole trail downhill all the way back to town, and turned out to be a very good contact. And his co-worker, or man who built the house they live in, beautiful house, brick and wood, and his partner, who called himself Pedro, but it wasn't his real name. That's my Spanish name. So, and his last family name was Nuno. Nuno. So we've got the whole thing already existing, the Nuno super ranch of universal hiker real awareness. And I did talk to Blas about that a little bit, not directly, but in a way that said that we were doing something special. But I guess the main thing to take away is that when we got up to the top point, there's a restaurant up there. I don't remember the name. Very nice people, and they had huge glasses of hibiscus lemonade, or hibiscus tea water. Anyway, beautiful, delicious, and that was probably the highlight for everybody. That was really, satisfying. Yeah, that was great. Really nice drinks. And Val did not cite any UFOs, and we're advancing the trail, which is symbolic, of course, and there's no man lands or unknown territory ahead, and that's the way it is. It's the way we are here. I think it's a good way of putting it together. Val, please put something in so they don't think I'm talking about me.
Yeah, no, it's great to have Peter here, as well as Scott, who went on the hike with us. They're both very outgoing, and it's easy to meet people with them around. So I really appreciate Peter being here, because we're getting out more. We actually have another event Sunday to go to, which is called Shoes for Schools, where you come donate shoes, and there's like a party at Archer's Pizza, was a local pizza parlor, and there's going to be music and more people there that we can meet and connect with.
And the shoes are for who?
Shoes are for the kids, or anybody actually. Just bring your shoes.
Yeah.
Who took my shoes?
Who took?
Well, now we can find them and deliver them to the needy people who lost their shoes.
As part of the Who Knew.
Right.
One other thing that happened was there was a sign up there by the Three Horses Ranch. Is it Three Horses? I don't remember.
Pretty Horses.
Pretty Horses Ranch. And a neighbor has a sign with a gate that says it's a Trace Vista's Hideaway, 5 billion stars ranch, or it has this on the sign. So I sang my song Golden New there, and one, and I thought, oh, it says Trace Vistas, but it means three views, which would also be called the three seers that we're visiting. In this case, the three universal hikers up there. So I thought that was a neat that was 5 billion stars. So I guess we're in the money now. Thanks, Val.
Thanks, Peter. So we're going to be continuing probably next week with another connection hike. We're going to take it in sections and see if we can build the trail within sections, and make it easier on the kids here to get out there in the outdoors and hike, not be too rough on them, but taking it in short, maybe days, maybe an overnighter here and there, but they can help establish this trail that we're talking about, this sunrise trail that will be for everybody, and to be a way to highlight the environment, the planet, and the local people and what they're doing, especially those that are helping the planet. And that'll be next week sometime. We'll do that. We'll report back and we'll take more pictures and videos. And that way the locals too will help support us, because so far there is concern about, whether they do want more traffic along that route or not. But so far it's been okay. They're fine with it, the people that we talk to. So we shall continue and report back. Thank you for your attention.
Don't forget to log the latitude and longitudes in.
Yeah, we're talking about this, Mr. Gust. We have been mapping the local area, or the universal area of the positions of the planet as well, and having fun with the coordination of that idea, just for global positioning, if you will. And you're talking you're talking GPS coordinates and such like that, correct?
Yeah.
So yeah, we got both of these to coordinate with in a funny way, and learning how to map it and make it clear. So
that you could, so you can look it up on Google Earth, map it out.
Well, you can look up any place on Google Earth, and you just type in the town and the area, and then you'll see the maps, and you can get your 3D view, and there's nothing to it. I forgot our star GPS. Our local GPS. The numbers, longitude and latitude for this location. You look them up here while we're on there, and then
I've got them. Noted.
But you just type in Puerto Nuevo, or what else would you type in?
I've got it. Well, I've got it. I can post it here in the chat.
You can post it.
But
okay.
Anyway, we have it already looked up. At least our ranch here. But yeah, the trail too could be. We'll have to have a
mapped out.
Yeah, and there is a trail that the gas company created because they needed to install a gas line. What did you say? It's a major gas line? You the one that said it's a huge gas line from going down the coast?
I think we were talking, see, they're up in the mountains there, they put the power lines.
Yeah.
And we were talking about that, is why would they do this way? Well, they don't want it through the populated area, so it's close enough. And here are the very high ridges all along the coast. So you can, they put the huge power tower.
Monster
antennas. And we were standing next to one for a while. I started to get fried. And I headed out the trail, saying I'm getting fried here. But they put them on high spots for the various reasons, which is, so we were talking about that.
Yeah, well, the high spots in the mountains, but these, it's up and down the coast here, away from the residential areas, but still, you can feel it. But the gas line, I think, also maybe is from Tecate, which is a border town, probably down to Ensenada, and that's also away from the people. But I figure that's probably where it goes to Tecate, maybe, where it originates from. But there's a road there that the gas company used to install the gas line, and that's the one we're going to be probably following, because it's already established and we don't have to bushwhack through the canyon shrubbery, because the locals, all the locals we talked to said, no, it can't be done, until we met Victorino, which is the Nuno family descendant, and he said, yes, there is a way. And it should be fun because there's a lot of lots of oak trees and pine trees along the way there, up east of where
lots of green up there.
Yeah, surprisingly lots of green. And we're in Baja North, Baja Norte, so it's not like southern Baja, which is desert and cactus. But there's a lot of green up here because of the underground water.
I think, Val, you were also talking about the access trails that they used to create, like say when they built the railroad, or they built or up in the mountains for to get up to the ranger huts and whatever like that. It was one other thing that was interesting related to that too. You know, so you know that Ron knows what I mean about when the Chinese came and whoever to build the railroads. You know, there were definitely part of that building of these trails so that they could continue on to the next place where they were going to build and so forth. This idea of that we saw in the video we were watching last night about what they call medicine wheels in the Indians' territory in the U.S., that they built these medicine wheels and they thought these were all spiritual, places to meditate and blah, blah, blah with that, tune in. But the major purpose of the medicine wheels was to build these stone, or they used mounds also, but to build the stone, like Stonehenges, or just piles of rock, and they're markers, so that people who are traveling and trying to keep on the trail will continue on the trail, or had something to do with being able to find places like where the river is at. So they'll put these mounds of stone out there, and these are the guideposts. So we're also saying that, well, what are we doing with New UU is creating I said one thing I thought of is here, you're creating a beachhead and getting ready to make an assault on the territory, which I thought, yeah, that's for Ronald there, that one too. Creating beachheads or medicine posts, outposts, or missions, which is exactly really the point, Les Missions. Here, you talked about the nun who did all the hiking, or whatever she was, to visit every single mission on the California coast. And then there's a bunch of stuff that the people got connected with on that. So that's the idea.
Well, she visited all the Baja California missions, which is a lot more than the California missions. But she had two Mexican translators and helpers and bodyguards, and she had a couple burros, and she went south to north. She had her adventure, visiting all the missions here. I think there were over like 26 missions or something like that. But yeah, the trail is like a marker, a navigator, and a pointer to the new you, basically, the Sunrise Trail. That's the idea.
Wasn't that mission person Sally Field?
No, no, this, you call her the mission walker.
The singing nun, or?
Well, yeah, that's true.
The singing new nun.
Right.
Sorry, I got
Anyway, more later.